Good morning,
Well,
good afternoon, good evening, everyone at home. Welcome to the ESSA qualifier results and round of 32 Mappool showcase. We're here to show you all who made it into the round of 32 and go over a few of the seeds lower than that with 114 people playing qualifiers. We're not going to be able to go over everyone, but we're going to get a good portion of the players showcased for qualifier results here. I'm Dio. Joining me is the host of the tournament, Henry, alongside
18?
Miles. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning, Dio.
I think, okay, we can start off with seed 40 now. Okay. So, on seed 40, we have Kamenchik. I mean, I was pretty surprised by this, but you guys have anything to say about him? I'm honestly, I mean,
Yeah, I think this is a little bit unexpected. I mean,
yeah.
Kamenchik, he's been one of the up and coming speed players for quite
hmm
a while now. We've seen him set some really good DT plays in solo, but not having the greatest time in the tournament looking at some of these accuracies.
Yeah, especially stuff like the finger controls seem to really give Kamenchik a lot of trouble, right? 78% on the FX Twin map and
Yeah.
80% on Nobara Susume. So I think does kind of make sense for those maps in particular to see that lower accuracy on the finger control stuff. Kamenchik, a very, very good speed and stream player, but I don't know. Apparently not so great on the finger control, unfortunately. So missing out on the round of 32 by 8 spots.
Yeah. That's quite unfortunate. Now, on to seed 39, we have Nemrose, who I'm pretty sure wanted to play this pool a lot, but getting pretty similar scores aside from Kamui being really high and the Anthropocene and Extinction being really low.
Yeah, Nemra is a player who I personally don't know for his speed, but that score on Kamui is really good. Number 9, despite not qualifying. But I think similarly to Kamenchik, having less of a good time on some of the more finger control heavy picks like Nobare Susume and Heavenly Blast.
Yeah.
Yeah, and some of the one thing to note on the hard rock picks, like the Anthropocene Extinction, right? Some of the longer stamina focused maps can be really challenging for players if you don't have that kind of super long stream stamina. So Anthropocene Extinction and Heavenly Blast kind of making up the lowest scores for Nemraz here. So maybe just not quite enough stamina to deal with those really, really stream heavy maps. All right, on to seed number 38, Hidayo. Unfortunately, not going to be making it in by a few spots once again, and much lower accuracy on a couple of picks in particular in the 70s on Blue Knight and the Aphex Twin pick, but few picks above 90% as well. Goodbye, Onostrafa, Symphony of the Night, and Heavenly Blast, all doing very well on those, and the Anthropocene Extinction as well. So very good stamina and like mid-range speed, but some of the really higher BPM stuff, seemingly having trouble with that.
Yeah, pretty tough. As we get closer to seed 32, it's going to start to be really tragic because these are the people who are missing the tournament just by a few spots. And as we go down to seed 37, we have Marzi, another player who I think of the players we've seen so far having probably the most consistent act across the map, only having a real low outlier on the Aphex Twin map, but otherwise really hovering around that low 90, high 80%. But yeah, nonetheless, going to be just a few percent off of the tournament, pretty much across the board.
Yeah, I feel like that's going to be the case for a lot of the players around here. Basically, if you're not at 90% average accuracy, then you're unfortunately not making it into the tournament. There's a couple of people below that 90% mark who are in the round of 32, but yeah, if the majority of your scores are in the 80s and you don't have any, high 90% act plays to offset those lower accuracy plays, then unfortunately just not enough.
hmm And now seed 36, we have Torito. And this is looking to be a bit of a similar case. We see actually only one score over 90% on Kamui, but then the rest of them going to be in the 80s, majority of them between 87 and 89%, but still the 81% on S4 and a 83% on S7 going to be carrying the load, I think, for on the bottom end, bringing Torito out of the tournament, unfortunately.
Yeah, Torito player again with very good mid-range speed, but not some of the trickier maps in the pool. And next up is Flaro, who is seed number 35, not qualifying by 3 spots. And again, just a couple of lower placements, not even, 70s, just lower mid 80s is enough to keep Flaro out of the tournament here on Blue Knight and Heavenly Blast. Everything else above 87% accuracy for Flaro, but those just couple of maps in particular making all the difference here.
Yeah, tough for Flaro, a player who, is known to be in the top 20 in the world, player known to have very good flow aim, very good stamina, but just looks to be caught out on some of the maps in the pool that are away from those skill sets.
And onto seed number 34 is KC Aqua. Once again, just a couple of maps that are bringing down the overall score. 82% on Blue Knight, 85% on Heavenly Blast, and 86% on Symphony of the Night. Everything else in that high 80, low 90% accuracy range. But it's just a couple of maps at this point that really make the difference when you're this close to qualifying. And so, unfortunately, KC Aqua 2 spots off, not going to make it into the tournament.
Yeah, so tragic. Like, we're at the point where that Blue Knight score, number 55 on that map, like that right there could just be the difference. You get like 86% on that, and you
Yeah.
might qualify for this tournament.
All right, and the very last seed not making it into the tournament is Jackson at seed number 33.
Oh.
Always sucks to be the one person right off of qualifying, but in this case, it's Jackson. And once again, it's just a couple of relatively low scores in comparison to the rest of the pool that bring Jackson down to not qualifying here. Number 50 overall on Blue Knight and number 62 overall on Kamui. Just those couple of scores, I think, really making the difference and having Jackson not qualify.
Yeah, it's unlucky, especially for Jackson, a player who's so well known as this just tournament speed behemoth across the years, has always been so consistent on it, but unfortunately coming up a little short here. And you just look at the bottom outliers here, Kamui and Blue Knight. Those get improved a little bit, and Jackson probably qualifies. But instead, it's going to be the true seed number 32. Flames tier.
Yeah, Flamester, new up and comer from the United States, has been, of course, playing a lot of tournaments in rank restricted. Won the 4-digit World Cup with the United States last year, but not a ton of open rank participations under his belt so far, especially in open rank 1v1s. So one of the first times that we're seeing Flamester qualifying for an open rank 1v1 like this, and again, the big difference here is, none of these scores below 85% accuracy, not a single one, and quite a lot above that 90% mark as well. Number 13 overall on Turn It Up in S6 with 94% AC on that map. So the overall consistency across tons of different types of maps in the pool, making the slight difference there. And a fun fact about seed 32 and 33, Jackson actually had higher average accuracy, but Flamester more consistent across the entire pool, with 0.09% lower average accuracy, does make it in by the ZSum qualifier scoring method. So congrats to Flamester, just barely edging out Jackson. And now on to seed number 31.
We've got
Is
Netherland. Yep, another player with very consistent average accuracy. You don't really see too many low outliers for him, which I think is going to become more evident as we go on. We see lowest accuracy in comparison to the average being number 39 on S5 at 84%, But otherwise, basically everything is going to be above 87 apart from Nobare, but still very consistent for him.
Yeah, I think definitely helps out a lot on some of those trickier maps, even if you have slightly lower accuracy, like on the map that he had that lower AC on earlier. It is it's very helpful to have that be on the harder maps in the pool. And now for our first number 1 placement on any map, seed number 30, Chud Sun, also known as Cloudifall. S8 on Kamui, the number 1 accuracy, full comboing the map with 99.55% AC, making up for an honestly really, really rough performance on S5 with 77% accuracy on Vordhosben. So definitely those 2 single-digit placements, another top 6 on Symphony of the Night, helping offset the lower score on Nobare Susume.
Speaking of top 6, this guy's like 3rd in the world right now, right? I haven't been keeping up with PP rankings, right?
Yeah, he's like number 4, I think. Pretty sure.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, you can tell that accuracy on Kamui. This guy is really good at speed, just getting caught out a little bit on the other I think less straightforward maps, but still his strength at that is just showing here. You're going to want to be scared of this guy on some of the more raw speed oriented picks in the tournament.
All right, and on to seed number 29. It's going to be Anroys with no, standout top 10s or number 1s or anything, but every score very solid here. The lowest accuracy in the pool on number 51 with Heavenly Blast at 83% accuracy, but everything else high 80s, low 90s. Not a single other outlier score for Anroys. So extremely consistent across the entirety of the pool.
Yeah, Enroy's a really long time tourney player. I've seen him signing up for tournaments for a long time. Always been very consistent on the mechanics, and you can just see that here being very good on just about everything in the pool. Just overall consistent scores from him.
All right, on to seed number 28. It's going to be Thorn with, once again, no real outliers at the top end, no real outliers at the bottom end. 2 scores or 3 scores with slightly low accuracy on S4, S5, and S10. So again, those 2 stamina maps, the 2 long stream maps in Anthropocene Extinction and Heavenly Blast, kind of weighing down the scores overall. But again, a couple of pretty good scores to offset that. Number 19 on Kamui, and in the 93s or 92s, 91s on quite a lot of other maps as well. So once more, very consistent scoring across the entirety of the pool for Thorn.
Yeah, and in qualifiers, consistency is mostly what you need. And we're going to be seeing that here as well with Trumpetino69, another Swedish player, I believe, who has a couple outliers actually on the lower end with S4 and S5, but still with some very good scores. Once again, we see someone with a extremely good score on Kamui getting number 3 on that map, 98.38%, 1.2 mil. That's probably an FC. And also, I think some very good scores on Blue Knight and Goodbye. So actually, I lied about consistency. Trumpetino's got some high highs and low lows to be placed this high.
Yeah, top 3 score definitely means a top 3 score when you're seed number 27 definitely means a couple of maps you're gonna flop on, but as long as you have some other good picks to fall back on, those lower lows don't necessarily matter as much, and definitely the case here with Trumpetino. So solid job qualifying, and now on to seed number 26. Netnisanya is probably how that's pronounced. This one definitely is one where you have, one standout at the top end, one standout at the bottom end, and everything else pretty similar. And if you just look at the accuracies, you wouldn't even think they're standouts. Number 44, the lowest placement on Kamui. Number 16, the highest placement on Onostrafa. But all of the accuracies on every single pick above 87% and below 94% for Net Nasanya. So very, very consistent run across the entire pool.
Absolutely. Now on to seed number 25. We have Penguinzi, another longtime tournament player from Norway. And this guy's also always been known for his speed and mechanics in Hard Rock, and you can just see that through some of his performances in the pool. Very consistent, getting number 10 on both S5 and S6. A kind of low run on Symphony of the Night as well as S4, which shows maybe having a little bit of trouble on some of the more stamina-oriented maps in the pool, but doing really well on some of the more control-based picks, shown also by number 20 on Nobore Susume. So overall, pretty good placement for Penguinzi.
Yeah, 2 top 10s on 2 of the DT maps, S5 and S6. So Penguinzi, a very good DT player, and showing it off in the qualifiers. Should be interesting to see how well he does in a tournament that's just purely speed, as that's usually what you see him in for in most of the other tournaments that he plays anyway. On to number 24, going to be Plox, qualifying into the top 24 in ESSA. Number 4 overall on Kamui, yet another probably full combo with that 98% accuracy. Number 7 overall on Blue Knight with 95% AC on that map. And no placement below number 40. You also have a top 16 on Nobare Susume. So a lot of these very higher BPM picks, very, very good for Plox. Once again, some of the more stamina-focused picks not doing as well for Plox, right? Number 40 on Anthropocene Extinction, number 34 on Heavenly Blast, number 35 on Symphony of the Night. But a lot of just kind of very solid scores across the qualifiers pool, and the lower ones made up for by that 98% on Kamui.
Yeah, man, I've always been a fan of Plox. Longtime tourney player, longtime speed player, always been extremely underrated, and I hope nobody overlooks him in this tournament, because when this guy gets going, he can really get some insane scores in match. So hopefully Plox can show some of that in ESSA. But now on to seed number 23, we have Takedo. Of all of the, I guess, tourney players in this one might be one of the most notable, of just being a tourney specialist who isn't necessarily a speed player, but just by his, I guess, raw prowess at like tournament mechanics, able to do really well on a lot of the maps of the pool. But getting number 7 on Symphony of the Night is not really where I expected Takedo to really shine. I maybe expected him to do well on like Nobare Susume, but that
Or
score
Turn
is
It
really
Up,
good.
or Ward
Blue
Hospital, or
Knight.
something like.
Like, okay, this guy was on the grind, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, Takedo's been on the speed grind recently, like the last couple of years, right? And so seeing it pay off like this, qualifying for a speed AC-based 1v1, definitely shows, just how much that specialization and grind has done for him. As you said, a couple of standout scores at the top end, no real bad scores either. I mean, the worst scores for Takedo are all still high 98, which, if you remember from back when we were down near seed 32, was kind of the average, mid-level score for one of those players. So, very, very solid run across the pool for Takedo. Kind of expected of a tournament player where, tournaments require you to be consistent at lots and lots of different skill sets. Still holds true in this tournament for Takedo.
Actually, his worst score is on his own map. He mapped S2, and that's his worst score. So unlucky for Takedo.
That's funny. Okay, I didn't even know he mapped that.
All right, but now on to seed number 22. We've got Flasho Fasho, another player from the same state as Takedo, 2 New Yorkers right next to each other. Except Flasho a little more known for his speed across the years. I think he's came back to Osu maybe a few months ago, and he's gotten right back into the swing of things, getting some really good scores across the board. Very high average for Flasho, lots of scores in the top 25, and not really any standouts on the top end, but low end being on some of the more stamina-oriented maps like S2 and S8. But still, I think the high average is really going to take Flasho far.
Yeah, I mean, really consistent run across the entire map pool for Flasho here, with just S2 being the standout low score, but tons of really solid single-digit accuracy difference plays for Flasho. In fact, I think S2 the only play that's below 90% AC for Flasho, so very, very solid run. And now on to seed number 21, one of the tournament speed goats, Arnold 24x24. If I know anything about Arnold, he probably sight read this pool. And this is somebody that you really need to be scared of in the bracket stage, as Arnold at seed 21 is extremely scary. And number 36 on S5 here, so a little low on that map, but once again, every single map besides S5 and S4 above 90% for Arnold.
Yeah, this is a tactical nuke in the bracket. I really feel bad for any high-seeded
It
player
is.
who is going to have to face him early, because we all know what Arnold can do. We all know what Arnold has done, but nonetheless, he is seed 21. So good luck with whoever is the unfortunate soul who has to face him in round of 32.
All right, on to seed 20, one of the other tournament speed players of yore as of recent, Korean Maluko. I've been on the Korean Maluko train for a while now. Always good to see him qualify in for another open rank 1v1. One standout bad score, and that's it on S8 Kamui, 86% accuracy on that map. Everything else above 90% ac, and multiple scores above 94, 95% accuracy for Korean here.
One funny trend I feel like I'm seeing is people are either good at Kamui or every other map in the pool. Like,
kind of true.
It's weird, but nonetheless, yeah, Korean Maluko, very strong all-around tournament player, now coming into a more speed-focused tournament to show off one of the skills that he plays so well in the regular tournaments. But yeah, I think he's going to be really strong in this one. As long as he doesn't get skill capped, he is going to be really good, because he's just always been a consistent player, always able to show up for the matches and put up the scores that he practices for.
Yeah, I think one thing that's going to be a big asset is Korea Maluko, also a very good hard rock player, right? Scores like number 11 on the Anthropocene Extinction, and number 8 on Heavenly Blast, showing just how good he can be on some of the non-DT picks. I think that's going to be a big strength for him in this tournament. On to
Definitely.
seed number 19 is Amacetic. I remember facing this guy in a rank 5K rank restricted tournament 3 years ago, and now he's qualifying for open rank speed tournaments in 1v1. This guy's very, very strong on speed, always has been, and continues to show it here. Again, actually 0 placements in top 10, but only 1 placement below number 23 in the entire pool, and that is the Anthropocene Extinction. Once again, kind of that map kind of similar to Kamui, right? Like, some players can be good at that map, but oftentimes it's like the entire rest of the pool is good for them, and then just that one map is bad.
Amacetic is such a strong just DT player, especially in tournaments. Like, he's the type where you could throw any kind of DT pool at him and he's gonna get good scores on all of them. So I think he's another scary player to really face in bracket stage, because you can't really deduce much from these qualifier results. Like, there's no distinct strength or weakness here, to the point where, like, you just kind of have to go with your strengths against this guy, because you can trust him on almost any other kind of DT pick.
Yeah, and he's going to get a middle seed matchup as well, facing off against seed number 15 in round of 32. So that should be a very good match to watch.
For sure. All right, but on to seed number 18, we have another top player here, rank 2 in the world, a Kolibed, qualifying at number 18, and it's the Kamui Gambit, number 6 on that map, and score ranking fluctuating just about across every other map in the pool. We see some other really good scores on Heavenly Blast, getting number 11 there, or number 14 on Goodbye, but also some low lows, such as number 32 on S4 and number 30 on S7.
Yeah, and again, it's kind of the longer stream stamina maps that bring down the score overall for a Kolibet, except for Heavenly Blast. So I'm curious to see, like, whether some of those higher BPM long streams, like on the Anthropocene Extinction or Symphony of the Night, get better for a Kolibed during the bracket stage, because even on some of the more control heavy maps like S5 and S9, Kolibed not placing as low as on S4 and S7 there. So Again, high highs, low lows for a Kolibed, but even those low lows are still better than a lot of other players in this tournament, right? 89.6% on Symphony of the Night is still better than most of the other players in the tournament could score. So, very scary player, obviously, to watch out for. Thrown right into the middle of the bracket, kind of similar to Arnold.
Yeah. Number 2 in the world still, so you can't ever underestimate a Kolibid. But I know he just tweeted about like taking a break or something. But still, he's playing this tournament, and he might be trying. If he is, be afraid of him.
Yeah. Onto the 2 seeds in the exact middle of the bracket. We have Hunder, seed number 17. Yeah,
Hunter.
barely no top side standouts, and also only one bottom side standout, number 33 on Goodbye. But that's not even the highest accuracy difference down from the top. That honor goes to S4 in the Anthropocene Extinction. But I mean, most of these plays in the mid 90s. That is very, very good, consistent play across the entirety of the pool. Hunter, the first tournament, the first player that we've seen so far who has averaged above 93% AC across the entire pool.
Man, Hunter took like 5 years off of Osu, and then he came back a bunch of months ago. I don't know exactly how long, and he's just been on that shred grind since, playing a lot of shred multis with like Malteser and Neneric, and that just brought him up to this level so quickly. So nice to see. But all right.
Nice to see a fellow old man in the bracket. On
Yep.
to seed number 16. Not a fellow old man, Permazumer Gonza from Chile. Top 5 on Nobere Susume, top 9 on Vordhosben, and again, above 90 AC on every single map in the pool except for Heavenly Blast. Gonza, of course, also above 93% accuracy across the entire pool here. So yeah, there's a couple of lower placements in the pool, like Kamui, but Gonza, a very, very strong player, very, very scary overall. Every single map, top 20, except for 3 on Symphony of the Night, Kamui, and Heavenly Blasts. So very, very good at the vast majority of this pool.
And I think one of the first players who we've seen get a really good score on Nobare Susume, a very good control player. You know, you get that playing a lot of these tournament pools. They force you to be good at aim control, and Gonza's one of them. So definitely a player to watch out for in the bracket stage.
And
now
just
we
an
will...
aside, look at the scores on all of these maps. He did not get 400k a single time across this entire qualifiers pool, but the accuracy is just that good for him that he's still top 16 here.
He's just a gamer. Don't know what to say. But now we're actually going to be seeing who he's playing against in the bracket now. Seed 16 goes up against Seed 15. And
That's
going
not
to
right.
be...
That's not right,
Wait,
bro.
is
He's
that not
playing
right?
Hunter.
Am I trolling?
He's
playing Hunter?
Hunter. You're trolling.
Okay, I'm
Gonza versus
trolling.
Hunter is the round 32
Oh,
matchup there.
So you have the old man versus the Zoomer. That's going to be a good matchup. But
Yeah.
now we see who's going to be facing off against a Kolibed, and it's Lolol. Lolol233, also known as Milk Tea. And this guy, I think, kind of in a similar bin of just a very long-time tourney player who's always had a specialty in speed and now just gets the tournament to show it off.
Yeah, I'm honestly a little surprised. Milk Tea, to me, in tournament has never been like one of the stronger open rank speed players. So to see him qualify in like this kind of surprises me in the same way that Taquito Speed used to surprise me a year or two ago. So very, very cool to see Milk Tea qualifying in here. Number 7 on Nobare Susume on one of those control maps. Number 8 on Onostrafa, again, one of those more control-focused maps. Number 11 on Turn It Up, again, one of the control-focused maps. But then also some other very good scores, like number 16 on the Anthropocene Extinction and number 17 on Symphony of the Night. Just these pure stream stamina picks. Very, very good overall on the vast majority of the pool. Top 25 on every single map except for Kamui.
Yeah, I think with Milk Tea, I kind of have like... It's this weird thing where I feel like I knew him more as a DT player when his name was Milk Tea. Once he changed to Lolol, I saw him more as like a tournament player. But Milk Tea on DT, man, like people forget how strong he was at that mod. But yeah.
I didn't know because I was not watching him when he was Milk Tea. So, very cool to see. Very cool to see.
Now, on to seed number 14. we have Rafis. Now, when we're speaking of grandpas, we're speaking of longtime tourney players, we're speaking of just overall speed legends at the game. Rafis tops the board on like all of those fronts, and I probably don't need to explain why, but he seems to really like the number 8 in some of these map placements, getting 8th on Blue Knight, 8th on S5, and 8th on S6 as well. Just overall, a very strong all-around speed player and tourney player.
I remember when Rafis was the perma zoomer going up against Cookeasy. Those days are long gone. Now bro is just a legend. And back once again for a speed tournament here. Again, very consistent across the entire pool, consistently high placements across the entire pool. The only map where he's below number 27 is Kamui. So once again, the perma zoomer map strikes once more and brings down the overall placement there for Rafis. But very, very solid run across the entire map pool here. And, above top 20 on most of the pool, actually. 6 out of 10 maps, he is top 20 overall.
Mm-hmm. Very strong player. Everybody knows why. Everyone respects him, loves and fears him when he's trying his best. And very excited to see how far he can get in this tournament. But on to seed number 13. We've got the new kid on the block, AKNZX, also known as CS2. Rank 11 in the world, P-score number 11, but this guy has been absolutely terrorizing speed leaderboards and speed as a skill set in tournaments as long as he's been active. And you can just see that he's been getting such good scores on this pool. Number 7 on S1 and S2, number 5 on Symphony of the Night. This guy is just overall a speed beast.
Yeah, AKNZX, of course, making a big name for himself in the OWC 2023, pulling up and doing a lot of work for the Australian roster on tons of these mechanics maps and showing that off once again here. Top 10 on 4 of the maps in this pool. Of course, a couple of low scores to balance that out, being seed number 13. Did get number 31 on Blue Knight and number 37 on Nobare Susume, but the high placements, very, very scary here for AKNZX, and definitely somebody to watch out for in the bracket stage at seed number 13. Should have a pretty solid run through this tournament.
Mm-hmm. He's the type of player where you know he's going to have the skill cap for just about anything this tournament throws at you. So he's the type of player who you could put your money on to go really far in this type of tournament.
All right, now on to seed number 12. It's Riot. We're finally in the seeds that you kind of expect these players to make it to the semifinals weekend. So, and also the first player with average AC across the entire pool above 94%, 94.00% average AC for Riot across this entire run, and not a single map below that 90% mark. The lowest accuracy on Vordhusband, but not even the lowest placement there at number 19. The lowest placement on Turn It Up, number 25 on that map, and only 2 maps below top 20 for Riot, Vordhusband and Onostrafa. Every other map in the pool, top 20 for Riot, and 3 separate maps, number 9 overall on the Anthropocene Extinction, Nobare Susume, and Heavenly Blast.
Yeah, Riot has just been eternally underrated in my opinion. Like he's always been so good on his skill sets, on the speed, on the hard rock, but I feel like at least when it comes to tournaments, never really been invited to too many top teams, but I'm really expecting him to have a really good run in this tournament because these skill sets are just so good for him. You can just see it by his very high average accuracies and scores, and I'm super excited to see how he does.
Yeah, same here. Looking forward to seeing how this tournament goes for Riot. And now on to number 11, getting ever closer to that top 10. It's Apostle at seed number 11. Once again, only 1 score, actually, below 90% accuracy on Heavenly Blast, but everything else above that 90% mark, and multiple scores with very high accuracy. Number 2 overall on the Anthropocene Extinction with 98.6% AC on that hard rock pick, as well as 98% AC on Onostrafa and 96 on multiple other maps in the pool.
All right, I'm being told that Arnold versus Apostle in round of 32, and Yep, the bracket has been
No. Arnold versus
No.
Riot in round of 32. Flasho for show versus Apostle in round of 32.
Okay, I'm being trolled by Curtis then, but still, that is an equally messed up matchup. But yeah, Apostle, a player I think I know a lot more for his solo scores rather than any tournament performance, but showing that he's definitely got the gall to do it in tourney as well. Like those high scores just making up so much for his placement here. Number 4 and number 2 and number 8 on maps doing wonders for his seed placement, and that's why he's here at number 11. Definitely a player to look out for.
Yeah. Yeah, very, very scary player here. And same for the next player in line, another Russian speed goat, Din, at seed number 10. No score below, or one score below 90% accuracy, number 24 overall on the Vord husband. But every other score in the entire pool, 93 AC or above for Din here. Multiple scores above that 96, 97% mark as well. Number 3 overall on Symphony of the Night, number 5 on Turn It Up, and number 4 on Heavenly Blast. Very, very good, consistent run across the pool.
Another player who I think is very underrated, has always been very good at speed in both tournaments and solo, but not really pushing rankings too much, so I think he tends to stay out of the spotlight. But I think he's really going to start to shift that narrative after this tournament, because you can just see he is able to get high placements on just about any map you throw at him. Getting a low score on a zoomer map, Kamui, but not necessarily a zoomer, so we can expect that. I love how he can get 956k and be number 22 on that map, but obviously, that's because of the 93% kind of does that to your score. But still,
Yeah.
very good, well-rounded speed player. I'd almost categorize him in a similar way where I categorize Amasthetic, where you can throw any kind of DT map at him, any kind of speed map at him, and he will be able to perform very well on it.
Yeah, definitely the case here for Din, somebody who's just extremely good at basically any type of speed. And you see that in this pool, right? Um, Obviously, that's going to go for pretty much everyone in the top 10, as to be top 10, you needed almost or above 95% average accuracy. Every player from here on will have that to their name, 95% average AC or higher, starting with Matthew at seed number 9, another one of the speed goats, former number 1 player right alongside Rufus, and just very, very strong speed player overall, number 1 on multiple maps, and the first player that we've seen with multiple number 1s to their name. Fun fact, that's the only player below top 2 with multiple number 1s to their name. So extremely good on particular maps here for Matthew, and that's to be expected. Matthew, a player who is very, very strong on particular types of speed. But once again, Kamui, the Permazoomer map, number 50 on Kamui, number 27 on Symphony of the Night as well. Every other map in the pool, top 20 and top 10 on half the pool.
Kamui is just the litmus test for are you a zoomer? It's unreal. Still,
it's actually too funny.
We all know Matthew, one of the kings of finger control, the king of DNB maps with DT, IMO. I mean, obviously that's in contention with a player like Emrek, but to be in that company just shows how good you are. Like, on any map where I think control can be stated as a skill set in the map, whether that be aim control, finger control, whatever, he's going to be extremely good at it. And you can see that throughout the scores, but also not going to be a pushover on any of the stamina either, as you can see on the S4. But overall, just a player who, when he's firing on all cylinders, like, there's only a few players who can come close to him.
Yeah, we're going to be going over those players right now, in fact. On to seed number 8. Into the top 8 of the qualifiers is Tomasz Szyk, an up-and-coming Polish tournament player, and up-and-coming Polish high-ranking player as well. I don't know exactly where on the leaderboard for Tomasz Szyk, but a very, very good player overall. As you can see, top 20 on every single map in the pool, and top 10 on half the pool as well. Number 2 on Goodbye, number 3 on Onostrafa, number 5 on Blue Knight, and number 6 on both the Anthropocene Extinction and Heavenly Blast. Very, very good at that long stream mid-range stamina.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm not too familiar with Tomasz Szyk because of how up and coming he is, but with scores like this, I'm going to have to be on the lookout because this guy doesn't look to really have too many weaknesses. When you get top 20 on every map, when you get 5 scores that are 1 digit, like, this guy is insane. This guy is going to be scary, and I'm really excited to see how he plays.
All right. On to the next player in the top 8, number 7, Aimbot Cone. Current German number 1 player and, of course, a very, very good speed player. Once again, top 20 on every single map in the pool. That's going to be pretty much par for the course here in top 8, as we see once more top 10 on 5 of 10 maps as well. Number 3 on Anthropocene Extinction, number 5 on Goodbye, Onostropha, and Heavenly Blast, and number 9 on Blue Knight.
Yeah, Aimbot Cone, another one of those top players that everyone knows, everyone trusts to be extremely good at speed, has been doing it in tournament and in solo for a while. I believe he's top 20 in the world right now. And yeah, Aimbot Cone, I mean, he was test playing my Core Stays Closed speed maps for me. He was sending me maps. So that just shows the caliber of speed that he really is. Like, just so consistent, so high accuracy, and just such a scary player to see in a tournament like this.
All right. On to number 6. Going to be another very high-ranking player in Xylus. Once more, top 20 on every map in the pool and top 10 on 6 of 10 maps. Number 5 on Anthropocene Extinction, number 6 on Vordhusband, number 7 on both Turn It Up and Heavenly Blast, number 8 on Goodbye, and number 10 on Symphony of the Night.
Yep, the Zoomer test, Kamui, number 16. So we can say he's kind of there, but still.
It's his highest score as well, or second highest score as well.
Everyone should know Xylus. He has been doing it in speed tournaments and other tournaments for a while now. Just overall, a very consistent player, has proven it many times. And now on a tournament on his specialty skill set, definitely are not surprised to see him at number 6. So yeah, good luck to Xylus in this tournament at number 6. He's definitely a player who you have to expect to go very far.
Yeah, absolutely. On to number 5 is my Canadian speed goat Curtis, top 5 in qualifiers, top 10 on all but 2 maps in the entire pool. Number 18 on Nobure Susume and number 19 on Heavenly Blast. But number 2 overall on Blue Knight, number 4 on Symphony of the Night, and top 10 on everything else in the entire pool. Massive qualifier for Curtis here. Feels good to see him in. Feels good to see him in top 5.
Yeah, he did lose to Defects in a 5-digit tournament, but nonetheless, still a very good speed player. Number 2 on Blue Knight, that's just his finger control is insane. His everything is insane. He is a full tourney speed player and the type of guy who you have to expect to get into the final stage of this tournament for sure.
Yeah, Curtis, of course, a player who I think very famously suffered from a lot of nerves in the World Cup. And when that is score ranking, had a lot of trouble getting those FCs, especially in some of the earlier stages. But in an ACK tournament like this is an absolute demon to face off against. So a very, very scary opponent for anyone going against him. You really cannot discount this guy in an ACK tournament like this, especially a speed-based ACK tournament. And now we're into the top 4.
Yep, top 4. Welter. Actually, a player who I did not expect to get this high, but showing that he really has got that dog in him for the speed. Look at some of these placements. He has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 maps where he is 1 digit, and then add 1. So 7 maps where he's in the top 10. Just overall, no weaknesses here. Just speed, stamina, control, you've got it. And that just shows how good he's gotten at these skill sets.
Yeah, he's top 5 on 4 maps in the pool. So he's just incredibly good at a super wide array of skills. And obviously being top 4 overall is a massive accomplishment. Very, very strong placement here for Welter. And somebody who I don't think is all that surprising to see placed this high up in the qualifiers. Same goes for the next player on the list. Seed number 3, first player in the top 3, And first player above 95% accuracy with 96.35% average ac across the entire pool is Ciccone. Top 10 on all but one map in the pool. Reminder, Curtis was the only other player close to that. Same with Welter. Curtis with top 10 on all but 2. Welter top 10 on all but 3. Ciccone top 10 on all but 1. And with a number 1 placement on Nobare Susume.
Yeah, Ciccone, we're starting to reach the real tournament demons here. This guy, honestly, like when it comes to pushing speed in tournaments, Ciccone is probably one of the first few players to enter my head because he's the type to pick it and win it basically every single time. Speed and hard rock are just his domain. He does it in single player, he does it in tournament, and it is completely reflected in the scores here.
2 Russians in top 4, by the way.
True.
Kind of crazy. Russia and Canada, the speed countries, not escaping the allegations with 2 Russians and 2 Canadians both in the top 8.
Cold climate speed players as well. That's I feel like that shouldn't be the case. I feel like cold climates should make you worse at speed, but with the Canadians and the Russians, man, like maybe there's something.
Yeah, I don't know. There's definitely something to it. And for now, especially with a couple of the other players here, number 2 overall with 97.6% average AC across the entire pool, a more than full percent average AC jump up from number 3 is Window Life. Top 5 on every map but 1. And top 10 on every map in the pool. Number 7 on Comley was his worst overall placement, but top 5 on everything else in the pool. And again, the second player with multiple top 1s, number 1 on both Vord Husband and Symphony of the Night. And with every other map in the top 10 and 8 of them in the top 5, those number 1s just get scarier and scarier.
I am so glad that Window Life got into tournaments. It was a couple of years ago, I think, when he really had his come up in solo, setting all of these ridiculous speed plays in solo, but then he started bringing it to tournaments on the speed and on the hard rock, and you can just see now what that year of work has done for him, man, because he is good at anything you will throw at him in a tournament of this style. Any of the hard rock picks, any of the speed picks, Nomad, DT, throw anything at him and he will get a very high accuracy and a very high score. And he is a guy who definitely, being seed 2, I would put my money on to be in the top 2 for sure.
Yeah, and look at some of these really high placements as well. Minus 0.06% AC down from number 1 on Nobare Susume. Minus 0.21% AC down from number 1 on Goodbye. And again, less than 1% AC down from number 1 on Onostrafa. Extremely good scores, even where it's not those number 1 placements. And now for the first seed out of qualifiers, player I think a lot of people are expecting here, another cold climate speed player. There's got to be something to it, man. Nineric, number 1 overall in qualifiers, number 1 on 4 maps in the pool, number 2 on 5 maps in the pool, and number 3 on the last map in the pool. That is an absolutely insane overall placement in the qualifiers, being top 3 on every single map and top 2 on 9 out of 10 maps is an absolute complete domination from Nineric across the entire rest of the players in qualifiers. He is, we saw, hey, we were talking about, okay, a lot of people at 93% AC in top 16, a lot of people at 95% AC in top 8 or top 10. Ciccone went up to 96. Window Life went up 1% into 97. Nineric also had a nearly full percent average accuracy difference between himself and Window Life at 98.46% average AC across the entire pool. On a pool where we saw seed number 32 qualify in with 89% average AC, that is an insane accomplishment.
Yeah, dude just completely demolished this qualifiers pool. Like, the accuracy here is absolutely unreal. Nineric is the model speed player by all senses. Like, just he does everything and he does it well, and he does it more than well. He does it outstandingly, actually. So definitely coming into this after this qualifier's performance, after what everyone in chat has predicted, definitely a player to predict to win the whole thing, the favorite going forward, and it's going to be up to anyone else to try to match what this monster put out.
Yeah, I mean, this is a dominant enough performance in qualifiers where you can say that Neneric is definitively the favorite to win the tournament out of qualifiers. There are people who are close, of course, you look at the other players in the top three, like Window Life and Chicone, of course. You're definitely including them in that conversation. But with the gap between number 1 and number 3, average accuracy at more than a 2% average AC gap in qualifiers, that it's just ridiculous how good Neneric's run was in this qualifiers pool. So definitely looking to him as the favorite to win the tournament just based off qualifiers alone. 99 accuracy on 2 of the picks is just absurd.
Mm-hmm. Now, I think that's going to do it for our qualifiers seeding result. I believe we're going to be following this stream with the Mappool showcase for round of 32, which will be around momentarily with Henry and the other pooler, Rizoa. So I think that's going to do it for me and Dio. So I hope you all enjoyed the seeding showcase. And thanks for commentating with me, Dio.
Yeah, always a pleasure. And thanks everyone for watching. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes with the round of 32 Mappool showcase. If you're interested in seeing what maps these players will be facing off on in the round of 32, stick around, especially if you're playing the tournament. You're going to want to see those maps. And we'll have the bracket out as well as the schedules on the main sheet and Mappool once the showcase is over as well. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks Miles for the all spaces, all caps gang cast once again. We'll see you all back here in a couple minutes for the round of 32 showcase.
Hello? Hello, team? Is this thing working?
Hello, team.
Oh my god.
We
Okay.
are so live. We are
so live.
Hello, guys.
I am
Welcome to
Henry.
ESSA.
Welcome to ESSA.
Yep. Welcome to round of 32 Mappool Showcase. It is me, Rasoa, and I'm here with Henry, and we are
Hello. We are
with
the
this amazing
main
pool.
poolers of the tournament.
Hell yeah. Yeah, we have like 6 other poolers, but they are all like either busy or not home, or they are called Sidefrost or Rundi. Alright,
Anyways, on to S1. On to S1.
Let's
Leaf
start with
style
S1.
Super Shredder. Shreddington tournament. We gotta start off with a shred map. Come on.
Yep.
Yo. This is gonna be a
All
very
right, I've already got
showcase.
insulted. Let's go. Let's.
Thank
Right,
you,
yeah, this one,
Norman, for the
this is
replay.
yeah, Rhythmic RS did a lot for this replay, or for this showcase. Pretty grateful. This map is 255 ppm. Well, it's in the difficulty, and it's also in the title. It's a shredder. One a little bit
Wow.
aimy. It's more
Yeah.
like 255, like long bursts, sort of streams with a little bit of aim mixed in it. So, like, I mean, sort of similar to Goodbye, but just entirely different in like the style, I guess, and then especially the song. I mean, this is not Goodbye.
Very chill song comparison. Wow. Okay. I think the map stays pretty much the same throughout. Not much to be said anymore. Okay. Well, I got that section. Somewhat swing. Yeah, we're not. I don't think it's.
But yeah, honestly, I feel like this is like the most aim-intensive map in the pool.
It probably is, yeah. Well, I don't care about it. Some of those.
Yeah, as you can see, a lot of bursts now in this section here, right after the harder aim section.
Very even spread of skill. Jumps in my speed map? Yes, a little.
I mean, if you drop more ag on the aim than on the tapping on this map, that's going to be interesting if you're actually like that.
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
Okay, well, that was pretty
so
short. Now on to S2.
another short map right after this. It is S2, and this is on the sequence. Beat map by Raijodo. Welcome, Curtis. Yeah, I was definitely not thinking of you when I said that. Anyways, this map is sort of like the Ernie-esque speed map, sort of.
Yeah,
like kind of turny core.
It is very turny core. I mean, Raijodo is a pretty safe map when it comes to stuff like these, so...
Yeah. Like, sort of like breakcore.
Yeah.
Style of strain. Like a lot of 5-note bursts, a lot of doubles, a lot of...
Yeah, and it just
doesn't like
stop.
Amy section. Like there's like non-stop tapping pretty much.
I found it.
Like Sudi is seed 1 in this tournament.
Yes, she did seed first. True. So true. Nah, look. I guess the filler section with some aim. Wow. Yeah. Well, this background is an ultrasound, pretty sure. Replay by Raijodo.
Yeah. Replay by Raijodo. Thank you very much, Raijodo, for playing this map. Oh wait, the next one is like one of my favorites.
Oh, yeah, banger song incoming for S3. Anyway, this is S2 on the sequence. Pretty strange map. Now on to S3. song that
one
I'm sure
is-
everybody knows and
Yup.
loves. Yes.
Oh, God. Yeah, that is definitely the length. What an
I don't
length
think.
is kind of trolling.
Yeah,
this
that's
map is 4
that's 4
minutes long.
minutes, not 114.
This is your 278 BPM. Pretty much just like there's like it's 4 minutes of just pure burst.
Pretty
strain.
bursty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another rhythmic RS replay. Carrying.
Yep. Yeah, he did that. He did those like when I pinged it, and he was like, and I was like,
Like,
wait,
right
did you
after.
actually enjoy the pool? And he's like, yeah. Didn't you see?
Gives you like everything. But I shouldn't be leaking stuff. Anyway. I feel like those can catch people off. I saw like stacks into doubles or something. I might be blind. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, this map is like it's like very, very very spicy. I guess not.
Yeah.
It's like it's a standard ask speed map.
Still very chill. If you
Yeah.
if you're not the highest, you should be having a really good time in this. I think in general you should be having a pretty good time in this actually.
Yeah, I mean, if you got through qualifiers, if you got into the tournament, like this map, it shouldn't be hard. It shouldn't be too hard. It's round
Should be
32.
fine. Oh. And then triple spam section. Top 3 Demetori songs? True, probably, yeah.
Honestly, there are like so many Dimitory songs that could like fit into there. Like crazy.
That is true.
You got like Eastern Dream, you got for this one, I also really like Counterclock World. Farm maps in the pool.
It's in a pool.
Welcome to speed.
It's time.
You know, this tournament is just here to make people get their favorite Tornado plays.
Yes. 20
I'm
PP
pretty sure
record
that-
tournament?
Yeah, real. Yeah, you
Record
already
tournament
did. I mean, a
allegations.
lot of people probably did on Kamui, especially.
I think Walter got his on goodbye. Pretty sure.
Oh yeah, true. Wait, yeah, true.
Kind of crazy.
I mean, Cloudiful got like nearly
Kinda
like 800
crazy.
or something on Kamui.
Yeah, 99.2 or something.
Yeah, 99.55, I think, even. Yeah, this map here, I think some people are capable of seeing this and getting like 99 and above on this.
Yeah.
Like this is like if
Should be.
you're a speed player, like this kind of map is pretty much your go-to speed map. Like this is as standard as it can get for a speed map.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm definitely not a speed player, and this is like kind of stuff that I can still play it, so everyone else can play it as well.
I'm a little washed. Can't say that for myself, but yeah. Wow, hearts later. Or something. Oh, this part's really hard. What the?
Yeah, this ending getting a little bit harder on the like strain stamina.
Yeah. That's
And there we go.
that is
was
S3.
S3.
Okay, on to
And
S4.
we can now move on to S4, which is probably
Let's
the hardest map in the
go.
pool.
Speed of Link.
Oh, Speed of Link round of 32, guys.
Whoa.
Yeah, this is the loved Speed of Link version.
Starts off at,
Is
if I remember correctly, 220, and then it goes up
I
to
think
like,
it's 210 even.
oh, speed turning. Anyway,
Yeah, speed tournaments. Yeah, but I mean, like
It's okay,
the
it's
210 and thank you, Ramon. No problem, Amma. Don't worry, I definitely do not say that this map might be too easy. in a different pool.
Oh, never mind. This is 240. Okay.
Wait, this section is 240? No, wait.
Whoa, that felt a lot slower.
Nah, this section is not 240.
Apparently it is. There are only 2 BPM
What?
changes. And then it goes
What?
from
How is this 240?
260.
There is no way that this is 240.
This is your chill pick. This is your vibes pick.
I feel like the speed, like I'm so used to like the normal version where it's like 270, where like this section feels like, wasn't it 263 into 285?
That's a different song. That's the other version of the song.
Yeah.
That's kind of sleepy. Not gonna lie. But it's okay.
Yeah, I mean, like the first half is like, you know, you can sort of like build up your egg a little bit, and then
Oh my
after
God.
this part here, right
Dang,
here,
my speed map.
oh, this is like, dude, I actually missed on this jump.
Okay.
Yeah, this is 240. Like this is definitely 240 because there's another speed up after this.
This is 260.
No, there's another speed up after this.
No. That's the other version.
Ah, dude, wait, no way that this is what, dude. I cannot SS 240 BPM long streams. Like, there's no way. Like here,
No,
this
it's
gets
still
faster.
260.
This is 260.
Yeah, no, it's been 260. I'll show you the timing timeline.
Wait, I'm opening the map up right now.
Yeah.
I wanna inspect this. I'm flabbergasted. No
It
way.
starts at 240. There's a little bit of a BPM increase, and then it gradually goes to 260, and then back down.
It says 201 to 260.
201 is the lowest BPM in the very end.
No way that this is 240. No way that this is 240 in the beginning, dude.
Oh
What?
my.
Dude, I can, dude. Yeah,
Yes, it's fast. That's all you guys need to know. It's fast. It's fast.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the fast maps of all time. I mean, it literally says the skill set literally just is rhythm change streams. So
Yeah. Mental diff. Yeah, yeah.
it probably is. It probably is because like
It
I
probably
start
is.
this map without a warm up and I can SS the beginning, and I would never be able to SS any other 240 BPM stream map. Anyways, we are starting now with 2S5, which.
Oh.
we still kept the comment on this.
We still kept
Yeah,
the comment. Anyway,
So
this is like-
Henry's comment on this slot is Maliszewski.
yeah, okay, so basically this is the DT tapping tech slot, which is like a little bit more slider oriented than finger control. Still obviously has elements of finger control, but you know, tying more into the slider reading as well.
Oh my god, we did win in a circle.
Rhythmic RS has been carrying the replays. My god.
Yeah.
On the ball.
This pool was very much organized in a non-scuff manner.
Yeah, we kind of look max this pool.
We look max this pool. If we're gonna say that, we're gonna say that. We're gonna say it. Let's max the brain rot on the stream.
Hell yeah.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. You can't find
I love Rago mapping.
Dude, he is such a good mapper. Kind of sad that he like stopped mapping.
Yeah.
Yo, I think we should do
Yeah, here's the more finger control side of it.
Zero crossing.
Yeah, this map is hard. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how much?
Hey, window.
All right,
Wow,
that was
S5.
S5. Very fast map, and now we are getting into the another map with a very good skill set. It's S6, and the skill set
S6.
is Mathy.
Okay. If you thought the last map was super fair and controversy, good luck on this one. This is hard. I could not get a
Yeah.
replay for this. But it still feels difficulty appropriate, so yeah, we put it in.
Yeah, replay by Mathy. That's crazy.
Crazy.
Dude, I wonder who's playing in this tournament, man. Hey, man. This is the one Mathy has an FC, right? Yeah, it is.
This is your protect.
This is like a lot of like rhythm comprehension, sort of like tapping finger control.
Yeah. The reading is brutal in this one, especially at such a fast pace. I did not know that was in the song. This one's more reading as well. Not more reading, but reading is pretty hard in this one compared to the other.
10-5 maps in a row. What a torture.
Oh.
Don't worry, there's enough lower AR. Like, these are the only two
It's
maps that are
okay.
10.5.
Yeah, the next map will be good for you.
Yep, the next map
Yeah.
is definitely one of the bin maps of all time. We are getting into S7, and this one is kind of like what we initially wanted to do with Nobara Suzume,
Yeah.
which is gonna be a more complex burst pattern
Yeah.
map with a lot
This
of
one-
like overlaps and various kind of bursts.
Yeah. This one feels like a much better execution of it. Because, like, I think the general complaint was I tied too much into aim control last time, and I think we definitely solved that this round. So, let's go. We did it.
I don't believe this is name of again.
A map. Oh my god. Miku! ZD Nader will like this one.
Where is she? Why is she not playing?
She should play for this map and this map.
She like shows up to one of the Canadian players that qualified and just like is like, hey man, can I play it?
Also, replay by Malteser, thank you so much. Been very active in the feedback channel. One of the
Yep.
most active, so thank you for your work and your help. Map's cute. Map is cute.
Yeah, this is like somewhat a standard esque DT2 as well. It's like you normally pull this in like 7-1, 7-2 in like normal tournaments.
Yeah.
But since this is like very very ag oriented, it's like a lot
It's very
more
hard,
like
yeah.
diverse. Yeah, like you can kind of like get an FC on this, but it's like 95, 96, maybe 97. But like getting good ag on this and focusing on your ag as well is like a different story.
Yippee.
And there we go. That was S7. And we are moving on to the biggest shred map of the tournament now, or of this pool. It's going to be S8, which is going to be or Kamui slot, pretty much.
Let's
Satsuriku
go.
no Keifu, and this one is a 315 BPM burst raw speed map.
Where's the Windows?
Map by Lasse. Again, rhythmic RS replay. Thank you. Good. Okay, this section's pretty familiar.
Oh, it's
Gonna be real, I haven't seen much of this map, so this is also my first time really looking at it. I gave it a quick glance, and that's about it.
now you can move. Okay, now you can. Okay, but now you can move.
But yeah, minimal aim, a lot of shred bursts, 315
Yeah.
BPM. I reckon some of the more solo speed oriented players are gonna have fun with this pick in particular.
Yeah, this is definitely like somewhat like just raw speed. It's not like it's super
Yeah.
controlly. Like you don't really have to control your fingers too much on this. It's more like just like you need to tap really fast.
Oh, shred section.
You find it dumb.
OD is pretty forgiving. I mean, this is OD8 like every other map as well.
Yeah. I guess
Like
relative to
OD
the
9.8.
BPM, it is forgiving.
Yeah.
Okay, that was S8. Now moving on to S9. Very fitting
Which is-
number. Cerna's perfect math class.
Oh yeah. Guys, we are getting some Tohu DJ pop.
Toho tournament. But tapping.
Oh my god.
It's not just your old style speed. Pretty goated map. Pretty banger map. And also fitting for the
Oh, yeah.
S9 slot. Bit of frame control, some bursts.
Yep, 9. Haha, I wonder what happened there.
So funny. We are hilarious.
I won my last.
What? Ninarika's first seed? Holy hell, I did not expect that.
Oh my god. Really?
Oh my god. Wait, actually real. Naoki is seed 1. I forgot
Naoki
about that
no.
one. Speaking of Naoki, dude, it's gonna be pretty interesting to see him perform on this pool.
That's true.
Yeah, they will probably get a few FCs, few 99s.
Oh my
Maybe they can even assess the tiebreaker. Anyways.
Foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. All right.
Actually foreshadowing. Anyways. On to S10. Onoken Zaramga. B map by
Oh
down.
no,
Some
down. This tech mapper. No.
tag tournament.
Tech
Oh
map.
no,
No.
how dare. Anyway, this is like sort of
Yes.
a rhythm complexity pick. As you can see, there's like, okay, those 1/3s are gonna hit with a little bit of cut.
Let's do guys.
Okay, this map is pretty fair and controlly. And it's more of like pattern recognition as well in some way. Actually, not really. I take that back. Everything is made clear. Who put aim control on my speed map?
I believe it's an alternate map.
Cannot believe this.
No down there. Oh my god, it's a
Oh,
um,
yeah, pretty brutal map. I think a pretty specialized pick as well.
Yep. It's definitely something that like raw speed players can probably sort of struggle on, but like
They
the
can
more
still
versatile players that might struggle a tiny bit on 270-ish shred, but can play like sort of like control maps a little bit better. Like this one is probably for you.
yeah. Anyways,
All right. You're moving on to the shred maps now. Like these last
That's
three maps are
11.
going to be very shred intense. On here,
No more tread.
S11, 260-ish light stamina.
Yeah, as opposed to the strain factor of S2, this one is more stamina oriented. I think I see a lot of people doing really well on this, honestly. Just
Yeah.
because of oh,
Mouse.
here we go. This is pretty much the same all throughout. But yeah, your little stamina pick. Very, very cool. Okay, it's getting good again.
I want a red carpet.
Oh, 1/3 section. Don't drop back on that. Not much that makes it distinct from the rest of the stream, so might throw people off, but I don't think that's likely.
Well, what happened to my career? I used to have
Okay. And that's it for S11. Now moving on
Yep.
to S12. Gram, the end. I wanted to
Yeah,
pull
this
an
is like
aerogram map somewhere in this pool, and Rizzo found this. Very good find.
yeah, this is like the 230-ish, no, 300 BPM
300.
equivalent to, I guess, Blue Knight. This is like a lot more
Yeah.
stamina intense, a lot more control intense as well. Not just like
Mhm.
raw speed aim, but more so like you see like consecutive 5-note into triples.
Thank you, Rhythmic Arts, for the billionth time. It's true. It's true.
this is me. I'm a humble.
That angle looked hard. Oh well, Act 20, it's fine. A little bit of a speed distraction here.
Okay.
Or a slowdown, rather, I think.
Who are we doing?
Rhythmic offered to playtest as far as I know.
Who are we?
As for the skin, this will be released after the tournament ends, once we're done finalizing everything.
Yep.
And yeah, that's S11. Wait, no, that's S12. My bad. Anyways,
Yeah, that was S12,
Moving
and we are moving on to S13
S13
now. The last map of the
LMT.
pool. Oh hell no, not this guy again.
Not this guy. Oh no.
Not this guy again.
Anyways, I
One
love
LMT,
LMT,
5
so it's
LMT
okay.
maps every pool.
Anyway, this should be your Gunga stamina pick, as it says in the comments section of this pooling sheet.
Yep.
Pretty training, pretty stamina. LMT. That's all you need to know. I will sit this one up. Thank you, Malteser, for the replay, by the way. It's okay.
No, nothing.
Some of the streams like just go into each other. Actually, this might be. I might
Yep.
screw some people over.
Yeah, this is like pretty much just like the equivalent of S4 of the qualifiers pool, but just easier, and it's also no mod.
It's also no mods, so you don't have to worry. OD 9.5 as well, so it's a lot more forgiving when it comes to that.
Yeah. Like, as you can see, stamina all over.
I'll say this in the background. Guy with his hands up front. That's so me. This part's so straining.
Okay.
Make sure not to misread there. That
Yeah.
actually caught me off guard on the stream. Misreading in a live stream when I'm not even playing. Kind of amazing. This is your player. Was that a buzz or a 1/4?
That's a normal slider.
Okay. I think we're gonna see some really good squares in this though. I think Generic will do really well. Window. I think I
Yeah.
see Curtis doing well. Oh, some flow.
The way the chapter.
I think this is where the LMT streams kick in, but not so much. Obviously, it's not gonna be like a huge part of it. Oh, never mind. I lied.
Wait, check your badges.
LMT streams and 1/3. Oh my. A map.
Hey.
Anyways, that was the last non-tiebreaker map. Now we can move on. We have
Now
a
we are getting
tiebreaker.
to the best tiebreaker ever.
As with, I remember you were like, as it's not ESSA without a very good tiebreaker replay. Thank you so much to Naoki for this replay. Let's get into it.
Yeah, this is like one of the best replays of the tournament.
Thank you, Naoki, so much.
Yeah. But like, unironically, this map is so hard. It is so hard
It
to
is.
act this properly.
I
This is
remember
8 minutes of the first half being 240 BPM, sort of like long streams, and then after the first half, it turns up to 270 BPM of pretty much similar-ish strain, similar-ish like difficulty. Getting a little bit more on the alternate part though. But like, you will, if you drop 100, it's on the streams and it's on the tapping, not on the alternate.
Yeah, for sure. Look at him go.
But yeah, this player definitely not double tapping here.
No. Let's go now, okay, Map. We hope to keep
That
this up
was
for future
fantastic, honestly.
showcases, so always be tuned for showcases, because the last replay is always going to be a banger. All I'm going to say. Oh, oh, what a banger song. What a banger. Oh,
Yeah, Icelandic words.
I'm acidic. Hello. Congratulations on the qualification. Oh, this reminds me, I can actually give the roles to the top 32 now. 1 second. This is just an 8-minute tiebreaker. I might as well just spend my time doing that. Let me check the statistics again. Okay, so number 1. Okay, come on.
Yeah, I'm also definitely not map pooling a different tournament right now, right next to
No,
watching
we're
this
not.
map.
We're
Yeah,
no,
definitely.
it's okay. It's a vibes tournament. It's a vibe staff tournament. Okay, we'll get. Whoa. I hear the hit sounds. It sounds hard. I'm still adding people's roles. Oh yes. Hey chat. Anyone want pasta? Chat? Zyphos? I didn't know that teleported. I am turning back. Give me 1 second. I'll give you after the role giving. Okay. You just rerun. Don't go in. Don't click the. Don't go back. Where's Alex? Where are you? Is this? I don't think we should touch. I think we touch that. We go to him. Okay, weird. Bro, it's not playing that. I'm not looking at the map right now, but I hear the hit sounds. It sounds hard. Still giving people their
Yep.
rolls. It's probably really
Yeah,
fast.
as
Oh,
you
it's
can
really fast.
Yeah, it's 270 now.
Oh, that's hard. Anyway,
That is faster than 240.
that is faster than 240 and 260.
Also
Okay.
269.
That's true. Can we add the rolls? We are definitely not cramming other stuff right now. It's okay, guys. It's the tiebreaker. We can chill and
and it's
chat.
8 minutes. Like this map is cool. I think players who are going to be on tiebreaker are going to like this.
I wonder if we have some good tiebreaker matchups. I'll check on it later.
I'll
Probably
see.
some of the
Let's do it
seeding
right now.
upsets. Sure. Okay, so Flames turning Eric, Netherlands, Chaconi Chudson, good
qualifiers.
match.
Let's see qualifiers.
Okay. I've added all their roles. I have not added all their roles. What is wrong with me? It's breaking. My Discord's breaking. Okay, my Discord broke. This is a real 7.3. Definitely
Honestly,
not
I
misleading.
feel like something like maybe Amma versus think that's Raffis? No, not Raffis. AKN, ZX, maybe. Be like a
Yeah.
tiebreaker-esque match. I also think, like, wait, Milk Tea versus Colibat could be super spicy.
Yeah. Not to be confused with Milk Teaism. Milk
Yeah.
Tea. China player.
Lolol 233
First
Chinese
Lolo of
milk
the
tea.
Lolos. First of the Lolos. And I can't add the rolls. It's not letting me. I'll give it to myself. Why not? Okay, win. I just gave the roll to Zener instead of Xylus. Oops. Okay, we're good now.
Good job. Good job. Right, guys, I finished the other pool now, I think.
Yay!
Yay, I'm definitely not like
I would get replays,
yeah, anyways.
but I want to sleep. Oh, this map's about to end. Oh my god.
Wait, okay, I'm leaving. Okay. I think it should run. I'm going to now.
Yeah, let me just do this while I'm at it. 9, Matthew, 10,
The hell?
I feel like that.
Wyatt,
I don't think this one's
Mackenzie X.
so. Need block.
So shred. So fast.
Yeah, so shred.
Can't even hear what I can't even see what's going on. Still adding rolls.
Is that your?
And it's over. I think. Yeah, it's over.
Yippee!
That was tiebreaker.
That was tiebreaker. That was the RO32 pool.
Yippee. Okay, congratulations
Yippee.
to the top 32 for qualifying, and we will see
Yep.
you
Next week.
probably next
No,
week.
this
Yeah,
weekend.
next week.
This weekend for
This
some
weekend.
matches.
Some